How you doing? So, I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting a bit stir crazy, and it's going to go on for a few months yet. So I'm not sure yet, but anyway, um, I think I watch my wife going off to work every morning, and I just feel fairly useless because I can't do anything. I would love to have gone into the one of the nursing homes or the hospice and do something, but I'm more of a hindrance than a help, so that's a no-no. Anyway, I was watching on Facebook there was a few guys from Tune, Porrick Stevens, Leo Moran, well done. They were doing some live songs and music and broadcasts, and it was absolutely fabulous. And a few others then joined in, and I have to say, that I just thought that was great, great idea. So I was trying to think, well, what could I do, what could I do? And there isn't much, but I'm going to do this anyway. If you have a youngster at home or youngsters, you can now go to Amazon Books and you can download my children's book, The Tales and Adventures of Charlie and Gracie, The Glen Clonkill Show. It's now free. And the same goes for my first book, if I can get it. Hey, I'm not dead yet. Can you hear me at the back? So these are now available on Kindle for free. And it might give you an hour, 2 hours entertainment. Well, it's just something anyway. If you don't have a Kindle and you would like to read them, just drop me a message and I'll post it onto you completely free, no charge and no problem. Now what else? I think what else could I do? Well, I've been writing a book for 4 years. I thought it would take about 6 months to do it, and I started it over 4 years ago, and it's only about half finished at the moment. And can I just say, if I trip over my words, I'm sorry, because my brain sometimes works faster than my mouth, as I'm sort of paralysed on this side. I don't have any feeling. Let's anyway back to the story. So this book. I thought what I could do is maybe read you a chapter a day, just to maybe give you something that you can watch and something of interest. And hang on, I just thought of something. I invented the best dessert today because I've been on a diet for 57 years. I know it's not working great. And I am currently on a diet. I can only take so many grams of fat a day, so I'm limited as to what I can eat. And I just got you get them hours where you just sit there and go, oh, I want something. I just want something. I don't know what I want, but I want something. And that's the way it was. So I went out and I was looking at and those oranges and those apples and those bananas there, and I was looking and just seeing those biscuits. The biscuit packet wasn't open, so I thought, no, I'm not going to be the one that opens the packet. And then just as I looked back at the bananas again, my eye caught just behind the fruit bowl was a tub of Cadbury's drinking chocolate. You know, the powder that you put in the milk, hot milk, and make up and make a drink. We have one now and again. It's a lovely little treat. And I just had this idea, and I peeled my banana, and I just sprinkled some of the powder over it, just about a teaspoon, and it was effing gorgeous. I mean, it really was. I really enjoyed it, and if it ever goes onto a menu in a hotel or a restaurant or anything like that, I want something out of it because this is my idea. Anyway, back to my book. So I'll start with the preface and we'll take it from there. Do you remember all those songs you know by heart? You sing them in the shower. You sing them in the car. But now ask yourself, what the f was he on about? Well, now I'm going to take you on a journey of explanation behind some of the greatest songs ever written. I will try to get into the mind of the musicians who wrote the songs and attempt to explain what seemed perfectly obvious for the composer, but has caused hours of debates and maybe the odd bar brawl and falling out between friends. A quick example, as most people know the story behind this song, Hotel California by the Eagles Is it about a hotel in sunny California? Do you remember the cover on the LP? It was a photo of the Dorchester Hotel, and in the background there were palm trees. Well, actually they were in the foreground, sorry, and in the background you had the sun setting. And it was a gorgeous picture. So I mean, you've got a hotel, you've got the palm trees, everything else, you know, well, it's got to be a song about a hotel. Will you be wrong? It was written by Don Felder and Glenn Frey and Don Henley, and this song is about materialism and excess. California was used as a setting, but it could have been anywhere in America, and to be honest, it could be anywhere in the world. On November the 25th, 2007, Henley appeared on the TV news show 60 Minutes, where he was told, "Everyone wants to know what this song means." Henley replied, "I know, it's so boring. It's about excess in America, which was something we knew about." Do you remember the line, "They stab it with their stealing knives, but they just can't kill the beast"? It was a time in America where everyone seemed to have a shrink. So I hope you enjoy my interpretations of these songs that I've chosen. I'm sure that you guys reading this will disagree with me, and that's fine. Just don't, if you meet me on the street, start telling me which songs I got wrong, because you might just find yourself in accidents and emergency unit, complaining to a nurse how a fat English guy poked you in the eye. Ooh, poke in the eye. That'd make a great name for a song. Anyway, let's start with chapter 1. Barcelona by Freddie Mercury and Montserrat Caballé. Now I'm going to drop her surname out because it's just going to annoy me. It's the double L Spanish thing. It gets the sort of, it's pronounced like the Y in million, you know, so, and it's just going to be annoying. So, okay, the smart ones out there are questioning my reasoning for putting this song first. I mean, there is no deep message embroiled within the carefully crafted song. The song is obviously about a meeting of a lover in a breathtakingly beautiful city. So why? Well, that's simple. Because in my opinion, this is probably the second greatest song ever written. And if you disagree with me, well, that's tough. And the reason it's the second, I'm just edging my bet sort of thing, because maybe something else could be written later on that's still better. Mike Moran, co-writer of the album Barcelona, tells the story how Freddie's mood was down, and it wasn't all that surprising. As a character, his mood would always go up and down. He asked Freddie to accompany him to the opera, where Montserrat was performing. Montserrat came from a fairly poor Spanish family, but it became clear at an early age that she had the most wonderful natural musical instrument, her voice. She studied at the Liceu Conservatory in Italy, and she graduated with a gold medal in 1954. She subsequently moved to Basel, Switzerland, where she made her professional debut in 1956 as Mimi in Puccini's La Bohème. Back to my story. Freddie agreed to accompany his friend to that evening, and they sat in their private box and watched as Montserrat Caballé stepped onto the stage and began to sing. Freddie's eyes lit up, and he started to shuffle in his seat. Paul Gambaccini, remember him from Radio 1? He was also attending the concert, and he could see Freddie from where he was sitting, describing him as being like a 9-year-old on Christmas Day. Freddie was completely enthralled by what he was watching, and for the next few days, Montserrat was all he could talk about. Some months passed and Queen were on tour in Spain, and it was during a TV interview that Freddie confessed his love for Montserrat Caballé, and she just happened to be watching the TV show. Montserrat was not just a fan of Freddie, but also a fan of Freddie the performer. At this time, The Great Pretender had been a big hit in Europe. Montserrat adored the flamboyance of the video. She got her people to contact Freddie's people and set up a meeting. Freddie wrote a song with Mike Moran, who would go on to co-write the album Barcelona. It was called Exercises in Free Love. Freddie's manager Jim Bede made the plan with Freddie. They were to meet Montserrat, have a glass of champagne and take her for dinner, and eventually slip in the notion of her recording this song that Freddie and Mike had written. So they met, and they tell the story of how Freddie for the first 10 minutes, or Bede was telling the story, for Freddie for the first 10 minutes, he was looking like a shy 3-year-old, looking down sheepishly every time Montserrat spoke to him. Then all of a sudden he jumped up and blurted out, "I've written a song for you." Exercising in Free Love. After dinner, they went back to Freddie's house, where Freddie played the song and they sang and played piano until 6 o'clock in the morning. Montserrat had to catch a flight that morning at 9 a.m. On parting, Montserrat asked Freddie if he would write her a song about her hometown, Barcelona. Some weeks passed, and Peter Freestone, that's Freddie's assistant, told Freddie they were going to the Royal Opera House to see Montserrat Caballé perform, then meet up with her afterwards. At the end of one of her songs, her regular pianist got up from his seat, and Mike Moran took his place without Freddie knowing it. Montserrat sang Exercises in Free Love. It brought the crowd to their feet, and she introduced Jim Bede and Freddie, and the spotlights bore down on both of them. And for the first time, Freddie stood up and took a bow to the audience of the National Opera House. But this would not be his last time. Not everyone was a fan. Barcelona was completed, but Pavarotti accused Montserrat Caballé of selling out to the dark side. It even caused confusion with critics in the music world. Most had no idea who she was. All they did know is that if you put her name on a concert poster, 50,000-seater venue would sell out in minutes. The single Barcelona reached number 1 spot in a number of European countries, and it reached number 8 in the UK charts in 1987. Although it did re-enter in 1992 during the Barcelona Olympics, where it got to number 2. It was never released in America, as only 6 people know where Barcelona was, and 2 of them were from Mexico. Had it been released, the man with the golden hair would probably have built a wall around it. Well, thank you for letting me indulge you in my musical world. I hope you enjoy the rest of the book. Talk to you again. Bye-bye.